Hello folks, Junkie Rock 13 here. Everything vaping related, it's Junkie Rock 13. My real name is Ross Sanders, and today we're taking a look at how to connect no resistant or non-resistant wire to a resistant wire. So basically we're going to have a section of non-resistant, a section of non-resistant over here, and in the middle a section of resistance wire. What I'm going to be using is 32 gauge Kanthal and 32 gauge pure nickel as my non-resistant wire. Other non-resistant wire that can be used is sterling silver, there's real silver wire, and there's other composites of nickel and other stuff that is out there on the market. I like the pure nickel. It's inexpensive and it works well. I have used the silver. It seems to be too soft sometimes and snaps and breaks. It was more hassle for me. But I'm going to show you two different methods. I'm going to show you how to twist them together, and then I'm going to show you a method of using the welder that I have. There are different welders on the market. In my opinion, the welding system is the best and easiest way to use. It gives it a clean joint or a clean joint to work with, because when you're wrapping it around the silica and there's a big knot there, sometimes it's more hassle than anything. But I'm going to show you how to do that, and if anybody has any other ideas on how to do this, please let me know. I know Todd from Todd Reviews, at one point in time he showed like little wire joiners and you crimp them together. I tried that and it didn't work out too good. But if anybody else has any other ideas on how to join them, in my opinion, the welding system has been the best way, and it works really good. So this is what I got. Let's get right to it. Okay, so here we go. Here's the close-up of joining no resistance and resistance wired together for them devices. So right here I have a piece of 32 gauge Kanthal resistance wire, and I have right here two pieces of non-resistance pure nickel 32 gauge wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one piece of nickel and the section of Kanthal. I'm just going to put a little bend like that into the Kanthal so I can tell it apart, because sometimes working together you can get them mixed up. So I want to excuse the lawnmower in the background. Kids are outside. People are mowing the lawn. It's a nice Sunday afternoon. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to take both pieces and we're going to create a letter V. Okay, it's really hard to get on the camera. We're just going to cross them over each other and create a letter V. Then holding the point where they cross, we're just going to twist them up like a bread twist tie. I'm going to twist these up really nice and tight. Okay. So there's what you got. Okay. So again, this is your Kanthal over here with the little bend and your pure nickel. So now what I'm going to do is basically just straighten it out a little bit so it looks like one piece now. Just keeping that little bend in it. And now what I'm going to do is hold and make a V. Okay, so there we go. There's the resistance. We're going to hold it. And now there's a V with this little piece and your non-resistance. And we're going to basically take this non-resistance and wrap it right around that V, right at the base, just a couple times. Okay? So once we get that wrapped up, you can take your scissors and make sure you don't cut where you just wrapped. And just clip off that little piece right there. Then we straighten it out. And there you go. There's your connection. Let me see if you can see that on the camera. Hoping that you can see that little joint right there. But here's your non-resistance and your resistance wire now. Okay, so now just straightening this out a little bit. Now determining the length to how to determine the resistance of this coil is gonna tell how long it is from this connection to the next connection over here. So the longer we make it, the higher the resistance is going to be. Unfortunately, my multimeter is broke and I am ordering a new one right now, and I didn't have it for this video. But you can determine by taking your probes on your multimeter, set it right here at this connection, and moving it down the other probe, and that will tell you the resistance the farther you go down. The farther you go down, the higher it's going to be. The closer it's going to get, the lower it's going to be. So I know where I like mine, and I'm going to set the other piece of non-resistance wire right here. And that will give me about my 1.5 resistance. So then what we're going to do is we're going to do exactly like we did the other one. We're going to put a V in there and we're going to twist it up nice and tight. Okay. I'm going to straighten it out a little bit, and now there's another V. Okay. We're just going to take the no resistance right here and just wrap it nice and tight. Oops. Around. So you got to hold it nice and tight right there. And wrap it right nice and tight around there. Okay. Then we'll take in the pair of scissors and cut off the excess. I could just take this and put it off to the side. So there we go. Now we have a wire that can be used on the Ithaka, the Odysseus, the Penelope, the Terminator, the Penelope Clone there. Now we have the Ithaka clone and all these other devices that require no resistance and resistance wire. So that is how you can do it without one of these little welders. Now I'm going to pull in my little welder and show you how it's done on there. I have already done a video on this, and I'm just going to show you real quick. I'll pull in a piece of Kanthal. Here's a piece of Kanthal, 32 gauge, and here's 2 pieces of 32 gauge nickel. I always like to use the negative side with my nickel, and I'm going to put it really nice and close, about 3 mils of it sticking out on one side. And then I will take my Kanthal and do the same. About 3 mils. On one side, sticking out. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to hold down the fire button or the charge button. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then just hold them together or touch them. And there we go. It's as easy as that. Okay. A nice connection there. And I'm going to cut my resistant wire right around there. Okay. And connect my positive right there. Okay. And the other piece of pure nickel right there. And give it one more charge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then just touch it together. Turn this off. And push this off to the side. So there it is, making it with the welder, and here it is twisting it up yourself. I would like to say making it with the welder is a lot easier, and when you're twisting it up yourself, sometimes these little twists and these little knots that are being created, sometimes they're a little pain to be working with in the devices. You got to get them out of the way and make sure they're not touching anything metal, because it will short out. But there you go. There's a quick little how to create no resistant wire. Okay folks, so there you have it. There is the close-up of making no resistant and resistant wire combination for devices like the Ithaka, the Odysseus, the Penelope, Terminator, Euphoria, all the devices that require that. If you are building a device or coil for like the Ithaka and it requires 2 coils, you want to make sure that your resistance section is the same on both sides, and they're both the same resistance, so you can get an even coil distribution of heat. Other than that, if you find any other ways out there, let me know. Be kind to one another and keep on vaping, everybody.